Are we ready?
Sure.
Madam Clerk? Call the Tuesday, September 3rd, Belvidere City Council regular meeting to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Borowitz. Brereton.
Here.
Alderman Crawford will be absent. Frank.
Here.
Freeman. Here. McGee.
Here.
Porter.
Here.
Ratcliffe.
Here.
Snow.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
8 present.
Welcome, everybody. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we gather here this evening intent on doing good work. We seek to represent fairly and well those who have given us this task. May our efforts be blessed with insight, guided by understanding and wisdom. May we serve with respect for all. May our personal faith give us the strength to act honestly and well in all matters before us. Amen. Okay. Under public comment this evening, Mr. Race is here to speak with us concerning General Mills Park. Mr. Race.
We will pass this around just to give you an idea of what's at General Mills Park at Christie Lane and Highline Street, okay? There's enough of them to go around. I took the opportunity to write down some of my thoughts about the park. Mayor and City Council. General Mills Park at Christie Lane and Highline Street began to happen in 2015. The city paid $10 for the land. The mayor broke a council deadlock to acquire the property and proceeded with development. Public Works, Fire and Police Departments initiated construction and programs in the summer of 2016. Moving ahead to 2018, General Mills donated $20,000 for playground equipment. The city's finance person worked to obtain grants. Kids around the world and volunteers helped install equipment, and the summer lunch program happened. In August 2018, an $8,000 donation from Gene Baker to help with expenses was received. It was used to make a border of gravel, concrete, and mulch around the park. It paid expenses for kids around the world. There were services for children, including Summer Lunch Fridays, police and fire department outreach programs, and the YMCA provided recreational activities. So, you know, the park is really coming to its own. December the 18th saw the Boone County Community Foundation approve a grant request of $4,000 to be used to pay a portion of the cost of a park shelter/pavilion. In May of 2019, the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois provided a grant of $2,500. June 2019, the Belvidere Board of Realtors received a grant and donated $2,500 to help construct the pavilion. Also, Y on the Fly brought recreational programs for the youth residing around the property, being named General Mills Park. August 2019, the Belvidere Cosmos Club donated $2,800. And finally, the First United Methodist Church of Belvidere closed out expenses with a donation of $9,778.94. Grants and dollars donated to make the park totaled $51,306.03. The city did this, okay? The city and the citizens of the Belvidere community saw a need, recreation for children, and responded. The city is the Dutch uncle of all local governments, working with all to meet residents' needs. I firmly believe that. The city is the best partner that local governments in Boone County have. Individuals who work for the city went above and beyond their job descriptions establishing the park. Public Works, Fire, Police, they all contributed. Department heads, they all pitched in, okay? The city and a litany of volunteers, organizations, and donors made the park happen. I want to say thank you to everyone for seeing the need and responding in a most positive manner. Thank you all. We just want the public to know what the city has done. You know, we all take for granted the things that people who work for the city provide citizens of this community. But that's because you do your jobs well. So I want to say thank you on behalf of everybody, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. It would be remiss not to mention that Fiat Chrysler has donated $40,000 to Fly on the Fly for Jen to do programming, and I believe that extends into next year, some of that funding too. So in reality, there's been over $100,000 raised from the public and from businesses in this community to create a real special experience. During our first stroll, there were 70 backpacks given away to kids in need down there, filled with school supplies. If you drive down by there, you won't see litter or graffiti or stuff that you don't want to see down there. The folks in that neighborhood have taken it upon themselves to raise the bar. We've seen a reduction in crime in that neighborhood, and that speaks louder than I think anything else. We have a generation of kids growing up down there who look at the police officers as friends, the fire department as friends, adults in the community as friends and people that they can go to if they're in trouble. And that's something I think pretty special. So
Yeah.
I would echo your words and thank you, Andy,
Okay.
for
Hey.
putting this together. This is a nice thing
Good
for
job.
you to do.
Good job. Thank you, city.
First up, we have approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Belvidere City Council of August 19th, 2019 is presented. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Brereton, second by Alderman Frank. Questions, comments, proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
McGee.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Minutes are approved unanimously. Under special messages and proclamations, there should have been in your packets, I believe, the schedule for the 2019 fall branch pickup. Did we put those in packets? Never mind. Okay, all right. I think it's, do everything you can to let people know that we're going to do that. We end up picking up branches between now and Christmas, but it'd be nice if we could not have to send the trucks so many times. And we're having a corn boil at Heritage Woods on Friday, starting at 2 o'clock. Everybody's invited. They have corn on the cob and ice cream and games and a photo booth and music, and those senior citizens tickled to death when people take time to stop by and say hi. Also, we have our second stroll coming up a week from Sunday, or is it this Sunday? It's this Sunday. Oh, gosh, it's the 8th already. So I would encourage everybody to come down. We're expecting more people than we had last time, which is hard to believe, but puts a smile on my face. So hope to see you there. Under approval of expenditures, we have none this evening. Under committee reports and minutes of city officers, please notice that items A and B have been received and placed on file. which then brings us to item C, minutes of the Committee of the Whole Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of August 26, 2019. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Porter, second by, thank you, Mike, Mr. McGee. Questions, comments, further discussion, or amendments to be presented to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor, Will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
McGee.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Minutes are approved unanimously, which brings us to number 9, unfinished business. Under A, we have ordinance 466H, a second reading. An ordinance approving a replat titled Anderson subdivision. I have a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Frank. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion on the floor? Alderman Snow.
So Gina, did this go before the zoning, right? It did?
It did. It's a subdivision, so it doesn't require a published public hearing, but it did go before planning and zoning for recommendation.
So nobody would have necessarily got notified, or nobody showed up specifically to address issues, concerns, or problems?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of approval, Will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Freeman.
Aye.
McGee.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Ordinance is approved unanimously. Which brings us to item B, ordinance 467H, a second reading. Ordinance granting a special use to permit a mural within the Central Business District at 427 South State Street. Motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Porter. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Alderman Snow.
So Gina, did anybody show up to oppose this or make any negative comments?
No one came to oppose it. If you notice, the property owner, Mr. Silva, actually just painted the wall a blue because he's preparing to get the mural placed on it. So he painted the wall. He's going to be fixing up the parking lot over there. And on September 22nd, right before Stroh's, they're going to have the mural dedication and the ribbon cutting for the business going in there as well. So you'll be able to see it come September 22nd.
Okay, anybody else have a question? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
McGee.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously, which brings us to my favorite. Item C, ordinance 468H, a second reading, an ordinance amending section 118-34, dangerous dead or diseased trees of the City of Belvidere Municipal Code. I have a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Snow. I have a second. I'm waiting. Second by Alderman Ratcliffe. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Frank.
No.
Freeman.
No.
McGee.
No.
5 in favor.
Well, I'll vote approval, so ordinance passes. And I understand that there are some ideas that this is maybe a little overreach. All I can say is that my joke about it being the tree Gestapo, I believe it could have the potential for having some overreach. At the same time, I think that if we do this the right way, and our understanding of people and their financial situations, if there's a tree that needs to come down that is a threat to the public or to the neighbors, that we can work with them to see that it gets done. The overriding concern here is public safety. Okay, thank you. Under number 10, new business, we have a silent reading of ordinance 469H. I'll read it into the record for the folks listening and watching at home. Ordinance amending section 110-9, penalty of the City of Belvidere Municipal Code. Anybody else want to ask a question about that, since we just typically don't discuss this? Did everybody get clear on this the last time? Okay, moving ahead. Next, we have motions forwarded from Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of August 26, 2019. The motions this evening for Public Safety will be presented by Vice Chairman Burton. Vice Chairman Burton, you have the floor.
Thank you. A, motion to approve the purchase of the SRN 1000 double boiler system with canopy package. The cost is not to exceed $5,696 and will be taken out of equipment line item number 01-5-210-8200.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Ratcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman, McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is passed unanimously.
B, motion to approve the purchase of a Ford F-550 Crew 4x4 chassis from Union Motors in the amount of $51,828.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Alderman Stevens.
The only thing I question is the size of the truck. An F-550 is more what you'd use for a bus, like the Keenage Center or the school district. A 550 uses a ball joint suspension system, and that's a little bit light duty for something that's going to be carrying that much weight. We actually need to jump up into something a little bit heavier that would use a kingpin system for front suspension. So I'm questioning using a 550, which I have enough experience with and have asked enough people that it's going to be a little light, and it's going to, the ball joints are in the front end are going to fail, and the whole suspension itself just a little on the light side. We're going to need to jump up into something Freightliner, Sterling, or even an International Harvesters.
Okay, thank you for that information. Chief Heiser, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I respect your opinion on vehicles and all, but this is being done all over the country. It's been done. 19,500 is a gross vehicle weight, so it definitely can handle it. You can have 300 gallons on board, 400 gallons, 500 gallons. We'll probably be in the 400-gallon range and not overloading it, because that is a question at some point, how much equipment you put on a vehicle like that. But I anticipate that we won't be overloading this vehicle, and I'm quite assured that it's going to be able to handle it and give us good service.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Alderman Snow.
What kind of warranty, out of curiosity?
I'd have to check Alderman Snow, but I believe it's 3 years, bumper to bumper. I have it right in here somewhere. I find it.
Anybody else have some questions or comments? Alderman Porter, then Alderman McGee.
I was just wondering if we have any idea of cost if we did jump up to a higher capacity.
No, I don't have, I've anticipated in using the 550, which is, like, again, I've mentioned that the 550's been used on mini pumpers for years now, and I haven't given any thought to going any higher than that. The idea was to keep a small footprint and not to go to a larger vehicle, which we just bought less than 2 years ago. Plus, we have ladder 150, which is in the house too. This is more of a utility type, an opportunity for us to get out there. 80% of what we do is EMS calls. This will have we'll be able to suppress fires with this, respond to extrication calls, and then also, of course, EMS calls.
Alderman McGee.
Thank you. Chief Heiser, the 400 gallons of water, is that going to be on the truck at all times?
Yeah, it'd be as a constant, 400 gallons in the tank. Presently, we have 650 gallons on ladder, or engine 101, and then 300 gallons on ladder 150.
When we explored this, and I'm aware of the research that was done initially, that this was the preeminent frame that's used for these mini pumpers. At the same time, I want to make sure that we get the right truck, you know. Is there a special suspension system? Does this have air shocks on it at all, or in addition to the coils and the springs?
I actually, this is an upgrade of the usual suspension that comes with the F550. So it's already been upgraded. Forgive me, I don't got my glasses with me. Yeah, right here, like I said, 19,500 pound gross vehicle weight upgrade package will be installed on this.
Or are you going to be towing anything with this at the same time?
No, sir, no.
Okay.
This is, again, this is a vehicle that, to what I'm looking at is bridging us to the opportunity for us to buy another full-size engine at some point. And also to keep ladder 150 off the road as much as possible. Only utilize it for what its true needs of it would be, like for high-rise and rescue situations and stuff. Right now, 2011, it was driven, as far as I'm concerned, way too much in its inception. We have over 30,000 miles on a vehicle that should not be running to medical calls. This vehicle that I'm anticipating right here, getting for us is more suited for that kind of activity.
But we'll be able to get quickly to a fire, to get the first water on a fire if need be, right?
This is a quick response vehicle. Yep. It's got, like I said, it's a smaller footprint than, we have to start thinking outside the box in the fire service. Bigger is not always better.
No, the cost of running the big truck to everything that we go to, and just the cost of the tires is prohibitive, so. Alderman Frank?
How many years do you expect that this chassis will, be able to be in service?
Well, years-wise, I couldn't really give you, how many calls it's going to run. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Any additional questions? Yeah.
Jumping up in the Freightliners and the Sterlings, they have the same rail height, and they're about the same width, and they use a kind of a pickup cab also. I have enough experience through this with my brother's business, with his hauling water and stuff, and selling parts now. We sell a lot of parts to the school district for their 550s for the school district because of the brake systems on them. And I've been talking with people. I'm just afraid the suspension is going to be our main downfall on it. Going up to the next size, and like I said, the Sterlings, the Freightliners, and I think the IHs also have about the same, like I said, same rail height and the same width, and about the same size cab.
So you're talking school buses run this chassis?
The short ones, those shorter school buses run this. When you
And
get up
so
into
they're-
the
so they're
long
carrying-
ones, it's the much bigger
So they're
ones.
carrying, 12, 16 kids on those short buses?
Yeah,
So,
and they have a lot of brake problems with them.
well, they're stopping a lot every 2 feet too. So, I have confidence that we checked out a recommended chassis for this, so I just wanted to get everybody to have an opportunity to ask questions. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
No.
Brereton,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman, McGee,
Aye.
Porter,
No.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
6 in favor.
Motion is passed. Thank you, and that brings us to the end of our agenda for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Ratcliffe. Hearing no complaints, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you, we are now adjourned.